Well, because she said scoop neck.
And I said, like, scoop there.
I never knew that was a thing for a shirt. Scoop neck.
Here we go. Oh, that's it? We in!
All right, everybody. Welcome into Sports with Balls, SWB Super Bowl edition.
She said it.
Here we are.
She did
said
say
it.
Sports with Balls.
I did.
Yes.
I was like, you know what? It's a special show. We're
Good
live.
job.
We're at McIntyre's in the Heights. And I'm like, you know what?
Man.
Going all out.
Good
Why
job,
not?
Lauren.
How are we feeling today? We are back after a year. It's crazy to think that it was already a year ago we were here talking about the Bucks and the Chiefs, in which neither of them are in it this year.
Yeah.
How you feeling, guys?
I'm good. I'm good without having the Chiefs in it. Like, I like new stuff. You know what I mean? Like new teams.
That's odd, though.
Not
You're
having to
normally
bring-
the old school. Jeff's
Yeah, no,
normally
no.
the new school.
I like the Blue Bloods. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's nice to have a little bit. The Bengals. I mean, damn, the Bengals are in the Super Bowl, man. I
look,
can't believe that, dude.
It's just nice to have Grant Miles on the show, man.
You're right.
Like,
I agree with you.
I mean, I love, like, Grant, you know, I know you're busy and everything, but it's awesome. You know, you've been here from the beginning. I love having you on the show and your perspective.
I love being here.
It's great, man. We're going to give you guys some picks in a little bit
I like
on
to know.
what our picks are. And, you know, this game is tough. This is a tough game to call. Just right off the bat, the line is only 3.5 points.
Has it
You know,
changed?
and-
I thought it was 4.5.
It went up to
It w-
4,
yeah.
and then it
Okay.
came back down.
I got you. All
It's
right.
been teetering.
Okay.
And it's like Vegas knows something, right? Because everybody's like, oh, the Rams are going to blow them out. Rams are going to blow them out. I'm
No.
like, man, y'all said that about the Chiefs. You said the Titans were supposed to win.
Yep.
And now here we are in the Super Bowl, and it's 3.5. Now, just a quick, while you guys are placing your bets and doing whatever, the Cincinnati Bengals are 7-0 against the spread this year when they're underdogs. Just to let you know.
And they're only
Just
the
FYI.
underdogs by a little bit as far as the point spread. We're talking 3.5, and we've talked about the 3 points being
Yes.
at home in general. It's automatically given to the home team, as we've explained before. So, not huge underdogs. I mean, they had more wins in the regular season than the Rams.
Yeah, I mean.
But
this-
would you really classify this as a home game though for the Rams? It's played in their home stadium, but
No.
I don't really. I mean, this isn't a home, like the
Well,
people in the
technically-
stands aren't going to be.
So technically, they're not the home team. The Cincinnati Bengals are the home team.
Yes.
Like, so
Right, that's what it is.
we'll have to, like, you know, I would say this is a home game for the Rams, like, for sure. Now, you know, we're going to find out, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun
How
day.
weird.
The halftime show, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, no, it's going to feel like 2000, early 2000s again.
Somebody posted a meme earlier and said, y'all do your stretches before halftime, like, because anybody that's used to that music needs to stretch a little bit before a halftime show gets on.
Well, you can definitely tell who the old people are because a lot of old people I read on social media, older people, are really stoked for halftime because they
Yeah.
actually know who the halftime people are.
See,
Yep.
and I'm, you know, I may be by myself on it. I'm not crazy.
Yeah, it's because
about
you're not
halftime.
old. Because you're not old. You're young.
Everyone's like so stoked, and you know what? Snoop Dogg and company, blow me away, please, because I want to be excited about this. And right now, I'm more excited about the game, as I should be. But I normally look forward to halftime more, and I'm not.
I'm going to be excited because I'm pretty sure Tupac is going to make some sort. They're going to have like a video thing of Tupac, like we've talked about.
Please
this before.
have that happen.
I'm pretty sure they're playing
Please have that
California Love.
happen.
By the way, my 7-year-old son, his favorite song, California Love. Like Tupac.
Really?
Yeah, dude,
Really?
He
Nice.
loves it. He's like,
Where is Cole today?
Well, you remember
I guess
how-
he can't get
he's
into the
back
bar.
in town now.
You-
Yeah, he can't come here, man.
You remember how they did that hologram of Tupac? Like I think it was
Yeah,
Coachella.
yeah, yeah. So he was there.
That's what they.
Jason was there.
Oh, you were there?
He was at Coachella when they did that.
Damn, that was nice.
Yeah, you've also seen, you know, a few people at Coachella. You used to go there a lot. Yeah. Madonna, you see, like, damn, man.
Man, we should interview that cat about Coachella.
Jason?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine all the weird
We need to get Jason on the
stuff
microphone.
that guy saw.
Well, yeah, so Jason is here with us, per usual, putting
Jason.
on this production. Thank you so much for
Jason.
being with us, Jason. And sorry if you guys are just now tuning in because we got a late start ourselves. But
Yeah.
once again, we're back. We're here. We're ready to talk some Super Bowl. And as we mentioned, it's so weird that the Chiefs nor the Buccaneers are in it this year. Tom Brady nor Aaron Rodgers. Although Aaron Rodgers did get MVP. We'll get into that a little bit later
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
But
yeah.
just the difference from last year to this year, when you had some of the greats in the old with the Bucks, the new in the Chiefs a little bit, and now you have like two completely new teams.
It's great. I love it, especially the Bengals, man.
I mean, so, obviously we've got an hour and a half to sit here and talk about this. I got a question to pose. Like, are the Bengals lightning in a bottle, right? Is this a one-time thing for the Cincinnati Bengals? Their division was terrible. They've got a bunch of hurt quarterbacks in that division. Burrow was sacked 9 times versus Tennessee.
He looks very comfortable being sacked.
And
He
he's
so-
He better, because it happens a lot.
Now
It
he's
happens so much.
Yeah.
going against Aaron Donald and Von Miller. I just, this is going to be an interesting football game. And the Bengals they've been about halftime adjustments, all their games. It's been about halftime adjustments, especially they were down 21-3, right? Should have been 28-3 against the Chiefs, and they made incredible halftime adjustments and came out and did it. So I don't know if the Rams go up big, they're a team that can come back from that. So this should be fun, man. I just want a fun Super Bowl, an entertaining Super Bowl.
I think we'll get it. Yeah, but you go back to what you're talking about with the Bengals. Right now, I would say Joe Burrow probably the best quarterback right now in that division, because you got Ben Roethlisberger retiring.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Baker Mayfield, who knows what the hell's going to happen with that dude in Cleveland Browns. You got Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's not tearing it up.
And we talked about
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson for years now, and about how he runs around, and now what's happening? The injuries are starting to pile up
Yeah,
with Lamar.
absolutely.
So and you've got two pocket quarterbacks in the Super Bowl again.
Right.
Mobile quarterbacks are exciting and they're fun to watch, but it's very hard for a mobile quarterback to get into a Super Bowl.
Well, when you're primary mobile, like Patrick Mahomes is
I was
mobile-ish,
just-
Joe Burrow's mobile-ish. Like, those guys can move, but when you're a primary
His
mobile
over-under,
quarterback,
Burrow's over-under for rushing yards in the Super Bowl is 11.5. That's not mobile.
well, but, I mean, he can move. Hey, Tom
Josh Allen's would be
Brady's
like
not
60.
mobile.
Yeah, and he's got 7.
Ooh, we got a little argument going on here.
Are you trying to
Getting
start something?
heated.
She's trying
It
to
is
start
getting-
something. You're trying to ignite
I'm
something
just
right
saying
now.
it's getting heated. Like, nuh-uh,
Yeah.
nuh-uh.
It needs to be. That's what I was going to say. Don't worry. I'm healthy. But if you see my hand shaking with holding this thing, it's because it's freaking cold. Sometimes
that
wind
cold,
hits.
really?
Yes.
Ah,
When
we'll
that wind
warm up.
hits,
He goes,
yes.
yes.
Guys, we're over here at
No doubt.
McIntyre's in the Heights, man. This place is already getting busy. It's beautiful weather here. Grant's a little cold, but somebody get him a shot. He'll be all right.
It is beautiful. Don't get me
man.
wrong. It's just when the wind hits, like
And we wish,
I'm shaking.
Grant and I, we do wish we were in the sun, but we're in
Yes.
the shade here.
Yes,
under.
we are.
But yeah,
But I
it's
still
a
got my shades on.
beautiful
though.
place to come. They got their own like brisket out front. Out there, I'm sure you guys will get some afterwards.
Oh, we got Austin showing up here in a little bit.
Yeah, where's he at?
He's coming.
Where's
with all
Austin?
kinds
Where's
of food.
Austin and his queso?
Yeah.
I want that queso.
Thank you, Freddie Rodriguez, for all this and all the family that's here, man. All of y'all out there, and there's a few of y'all here. AC's already paying attention to the show, logged in. Thank you, AC. I appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, like, we got a lot of friends here, man. It's going to be a really good time. We're going to have a blast with you guys for about next hour and 15 minutes, man.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
When I saw it,
No.
yeah, I guess
Never. You
that's
don't
why
have
I'm
a
here.
mic for a reason.
That's why I'm here. I didn't know that this was like a annual thing that your group did. Like,
Yeah.
I saw Freddie do that where he said 6th annual.
Yep.
Like, what is that? Like, what do y'all do? Just get together and watch a game?
Yeah, it's just, we've known each other for 20 plus years, a lot of these people, and we come out here every year, just Super Bowl party. And
Y'all come here?
Yep.
Okay,
For
cool.
6 years now, obviously. But yeah, it's a good time, man. Good time.
You got some good friends, man.
So,
I try.
yes, you do.
It's great.
A
It's
lot
good.
of,
It's weird.
a lot
It's-
of great supporters.
I don't get it,
I don't
but
know. If
I
some
mean,
of,
it's
yeah,
good, good
I
for
don't know
you.
if some of them claim me. We're gonna find out, man. But man, a lot going on in the NFL these days. Not just the Super Bowl right now. There's a lot going on. Just real quick before we get on these other subjects, the Kyler Murray situation in Arizona. What is going on?
I just gotta say,
I got a theory.
JJ Watt's video, so funny. Did you guys catch it? He literally sitting there and he's like, so Kyler Murray, I reached out to you. I gave you a call. What's going on? Where are you, man? Or are you just at dinner? I don't know.
Wow.
And so,
I got a theory.
What's
yeah,
your-
he posted that on all of his social medias, and it's just it's kind of more of a comical thing because everyone's wondering what's going on with him. And
So a little backstory before Grant gets to his theory, because I can't wait to hear this. But Kyler Murray deleted everything from Arizona on his Instagram and his social media profiles. So Arizona then in turn deleted him from all their stuff.
Yeah.
Which is you would have never known there was some sort of, I don't know,
Beef.
contract dispute, issue, whatever. But Kyler Murray is a franchise quarterback. That they were Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there.
Very odd. They had a perfect record for quite a
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
And you have J.J. Watt in how many Defensive Player of the Years did he get? And DeAndre Hopkins leave the Texans to go there to
Super
play for
interesting.
and play with Kyler Murray. So it's very interesting to see what's happening with the organization, because obviously, like, a player can go off on Twitter or delete everything, like you said, on their social media handles. But the fact of the Cardinals to do that back to him really speaks volumes.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a bit. I think
Well,
on
what's your theory? I want to know this. Like, what do you
my
think?
theory
going
is
on?
I think they're getting to a point where they're wanting to I have no idea where I saw this. I just kind of read the tea leaves, but I think the Cardinals are going to change their uniforms.
Well, okay.
So they're gonna.
Why would they
So
get
they're
rid of-
so they're scratching all their like old like
Oh, I see
uniform
what you're
stuff
saying.
off of their social media.
But
Because
have
if you
they-
notice on Kyler Murray's, the only thing that was on there was on the Cardinals was in relation to his being drafted and then something else. So I don't know. I can't imagine that the Cardinals and Murray are going to have a contract dispute or they're going to have financial problems or anything like that. I can imagine the Cardinals are going to let him get away. I just can't imagine that.
That's what, yeah. That's but you see a little bit of controversy, like, you know, why wouldn't he? Well, I guess you can't say that.
I think
but-
it's a bit. I think it's a bit.
Well, it's odd. Just go look at all the other players that play for Arizona and see what's on their social media. Why would they stop following Kyler Murray? You know what I'm saying? So Kyler Murray's
just sounds
contract
weird to me.
ends this year, 2022, and yeah, it'll be his one final year if they want to do an extension before after that.
Speaking of extensions, we're going to get to the Aaron Rodgers situation here in a little bit.
He can come play for the Cowboys.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. You had to bring the Cowboys up already. I know Louis in the crowd over there. Like, he's a massive Cowboys fan.
Hey,
like,
Kyler Murray can come play with the Cowboys. I'll be down for that.
Hey, Louis.
Cat's
Look,
undefeated in that
so he's saying
stadium.
Kyler Murray can come play for the Cowboys. Are you going to get rid of Dak for yeah, see, he says no. Get rid of
Okay.
Dak for Kyler Murray?
I forgot.
I mean, I would. Trust me, I would. I don't think Dak Prescott's an A-plus quarterback. I don't.
I mean, Dak's done such a great job for the
There's
Cowboys
Austin.
that I can
Austin brought it.
imagine.
There's the barbecue.
Damn.
Yeah, Austin, been in the gym a little bit.
I know, man. Jesus, Austin.
All right, y'all, let's get into some.
You come here by yourself?
Let's get into some stuff. This is going to be a fun show, man. This is
Wow,
gonna be a
I
blast.
wasn't even planned to talk Cowboys, but of course we would, knowing Grant's going to be
No,
here.
hey,
Grant's
I'm just saying. I take Kyler Murray over Dak Prescott right
love
now,
it.
no doubt.
Cowboys are.
here. I would too.
The Cowboys are in Cabo.
Hey, they're used to it by now.
Yeah, right.
It's
I
been
mean,
a while.
shoot, I think it's kind of a trend now with Zeke hiding out there for a while.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
seasons
it's
ago.
Tony Romo,
okay,
all of
so
them.
since we're on the Cowboys, that's fine.
Oh,
like,
okay,
and we
let's
got
do that.
and we got Grant here before we get into some other stuff. Like, that's fine. I thought this year was like, if you're a Cowboys fan, this year you had to say this is our year, right? This is it. I mean, how many more years are you going to say, oh, this is our year, this is our year? Like, you got everything there. You have all the pieces. You lost in the first round at home.
Yeah, no, it's frustrating. It gets old after a while.
Yeah.
You know, you sit here and you watch and you say, I mean, by all means, I think other than the Rams, and I would even say the Cowboys had a more talented roster than the Rams do, but it obviously
Yeah.
doesn't do anything.
They do.
And I have my theories on that too. But yeah, it's getting frustrating, and I'm getting to a point now where I just don't expect anything. Like, you know, what's the key to
That's
happiness?
not a good point to be at.
What's the key to happiness? Low expectations. So I'm gonna have low expectations.
Oh my
moving
gosh,
forward.
Wow.
okay, Grant Miles just gave us some like real grit advice.
Wow.
The
That's
key
right.
to happiness and everything in life is
Is
low expectations.
100%.
Really?
Yes.
So,
So did you have low expectations whenever
Yeah.
you were looking for a wife?
Yes, absolutely.
oh my God.
So then I got the one I have, and I was like, wow, this is better than I could have expected. So it's all good.
Oh, but still amazing in general.
Well, 100%. But key to happiness, boys and girls.
This is a true
My
true
word.
Cowboys fans
Boys and
outlook on
girls,
life.
boys and
Oh
girls,
my
gather
goodness.
around, listen to
Cowboys fan
key to
outlook on
happiness,
life.
low expectations.
Yeah.
All right, so obviously we got a big game later on today. It's called the Super Bowl.
Woo!
The Rams are 15-5 coming into this
good,
game.
man.
Bengals 13-7. And I got some key factors going into this game you might have already heard, but of course, 2 former first-rounders in Matthew Stafford and, of course, Joe Burrow coming into this game, the second time ever for 2 former first-rounders, and first was Peyton Manning, first Cam Newton and the Panthers in 2016, and Peyton Manning, of course, won it all with the Broncos that season. But Joe Namath and Joe Montana were the only starting quarterbacks to win both a Super Bowl and a national championship. Burrow could be the third with a Heisman Trophy as well.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's a pretty stellar stat.
Joe Burrow would be the first quarterback ever to win college football national championship,
Right.
Super Bowl, and a Heisman Trophy.
Incredible.
That's what he's set up for. And that's pretty amazing when you think about it, especially when you think about how the key to everything and how expensive they are is quarterback play. And you think about guys that just have that history. And that's the thing about Joe Burrow for me. That's why it's hard for me to go against the Bengals. Joe Burrow wins. Like, that dude just wins stuff.
He does.
And I think there's a factor with somebody that is a winner that just wins. He won in high school.
We've talked about this
A ton of times, yes. State championship in high school, national championship in college, Heisman Trophy. Now he's playing in the Super Bowl. He took the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl.
So not to go too far off the script here, but I will say we were just talking about a quarterback who all he knows is to win.
Yeah.
And Kyler Murray. And look at that situation. So just because you're winning, things can happen, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, this football game is intriguing. One of the more intriguing Super Bowls that we've had in a very long time. And what makes it intriguing was the trade that Detroit made for Matt Stafford. He comes in LA, and we talked about this all year, how LA went all in.
Oh, all in.
All in. They got everybody. Jalen Ramsey, OBJ, Von Miller.
Well, Jalen Ramsey was traded a couple of seasons ago,
Yeah,
right?
but I'm saying, he's the key to their defense, at least their secondary.
It's built up to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So they're all in. They have everything on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worked. Look, they're in the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford has done incredible, but Matt Stafford led the league in interceptions. He would be only the second quarterback in NFL history to win a Super Bowl that led the league in interceptions.
You know what else
in his conference. And it's like this matchup is so intriguing because of the fact that they barely won in Tennessee. They were down 14-0 there. They came back, and then they barely won. I'm talking about the Bengals, obviously. They barely won in Kansas City. Pat Mahomes had the worst second half he's had in his whole career, which was, look, got to give credit to the defensive coordinator and making halftime adjustments. Totally understand that. But the Bengals have scraped by. It's not like they're blowing teams out, and it's not like Burrow is doing what he did at the end of the season before he rested that last game. He's not throwing 450 yards and 5 touchdowns. They're scraping by, and this Los Angeles Rams team has an incredible defense. I mean, incredible. And it's going to be fun to see if Burrow's, what Grant was talking about, if his winning ways can push them through this LA team. I don't know if he can or not. I don't know.
Yeah, that's been a lot of speculation. A lot of the talk is really Rams defense going against Joe Burrow. That's literally, if you look anywhere, that is the matchup itself. Not too much on Matthew Stafford. I will say this, though. Watching Matthew Stafford play against the Rams in the NFC Championship game, I mean, they rallied and then won 20-17, but we're down 17-7.
Yep.
And Matthew Stafford, it almost looked as if he didn't have a chip on his shoulder. He was nervous. He doesn't have the experience of being that far in the playoffs. Obviously, he didn't with Detroit, and that's what I saw a little bit of. So it makes me, I think that's why he's been taken out of the picture whenever we talk about the matchup, and it's really just been Burrow, Rams defense, Donald, Miller, as we've mentioned.
You think Stafford's just kind of just...
However,
it has been kind of quiet around Stafford.
It has. But I will say, fourth quarter comeback leader
Leads
in
the
Matthew
NFL
Stafford.
in history. He leads the NFL in fourth quarter
Exactly. So don't get down on him. However, you're looking at two teams that came back to win in the AFC and the NFC championship. Grant, what is your take on this, and what do you see as the true matchup between these two?
Well, you're talking about the Bengals and how close they were in the playoffs. Hey, Tampa and San Francisco, that took some that took some luck, and it took coming back in those games too. So
Yeah,
I mean, it's not
that
like
guy dropping the interception.
correct. Yeah, it's not like LA just breezed into this thing. So I think Matthew Stafford is. I think rightfully so, though. Joe Burrow took the Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl, dude.
Yeah.
After 4 wins last year.
Like, the Bengals are in the Super Bowl. Like, I don't know. We expected the LA Rams to at least compete to be here. No one expected the Cincinnati Bengals to be in the Super Bowl this year.
No,
So-
they were third worst odds. At the beginning of the season, they were tied with the two other teams for the third worst odds to reach the Super Bowl at like plus 1,800.
Yeah, so Matthew
That's
Stafford is
crazy.
leading a
Crazy.
team that's expected somewhat to be here. Joe Burrow is leading a team that was not expected to be here. But I will say to what you're talking about and how LA Rams got to this point and the way they've produced the roster, it's definitely one of those experiments of, is it better to build your team in the draft or to build your team through free agency and trades? Because that's really what you think about. You think about, like, they don't have any first-round picks for, like, the next 2 or 3 years at least.
The Bengals?
No, the Rams.
Oh, the Rams, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, we were saying all in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
Oh.
so that goes to the question, which I'll ask Jeff. I don't know, because you don't claim anybody for a team. I'll ask you, Lauren. Would you rather your team go all in and win a Super Bowl and then
And then
be
break
out,
up.
and then be out of it, or be able to compete every year and have draft picks and build a team? Like, would you rather have that Super Bowl or at least be competitive? We talk about the Miami Marlins when it comes to World Series.
Yep.
They've been to playoffs 3 times and won 2 World Series.
Yep.
No, I mean, that's always a very compelling question because it's, do you want a dynasty or do you want to win now? And what do owners normally say?
Win
I
now.
want to win now.
Correct.
That's Super Bowl.
Okay,
Like, I
and
think
that is
anybody
Super
give it
Bowl.
up for that.
That being said, you saw it, what happened with last year. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers went all in. Tom Brady, they trusted him to bring Rob Gronkowski.
Yep.
They trusted him with running their offense, basically. Because why? They wanted to win
Right.
now,
Yeah.
and which they did, rightfully so. It's hard to say for me because we live in Houston, Texas.
Yeah,
We-
Texas
we-
ain't sniffing that anytime soon.
No. I'm not talking about the football team. I'm talking about the baseball team
You
here.
know, you say that, right? You said that. But if you would have said that, the Cincinnati
That's
whole
true.
fan base
That's true.
would have said that at the beginning of the season. In fact,
That's true.
99% of the United
that is
States
true.
would have said the Cincinnati
Yeah.
Bengals, no shot for a while.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And what I was going to allude to is the Houston Astros are here, right? And you ask,
Yeah.
in 2017, are they wanting to win now? They brought Justin Verlander in September so that they could get to the playoffs, to the World Series, to October Ball. And they did. But they continued that stretch. And up to this last season, they made it to the World Series twice, or 3 times, really, in 5 years. So I don't know. Now that we've lived it, and I'm not really answering your question.
Not really.
Obviously, it's a win now.
Do you want a Super Bowl in the next 5 years?
Do you want to win now and go all in, or would you rather be at least have a chance and be competitive
But
every
you don't
year?
see. So my point is,
I
you
will
don't know
say-
if you're going to be competitive. Like,
Exactly.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
Like you can try to be, but you don't know. So yes, Super Bowl.
So I
Yeah.
say win now. But the fact that you are a Rangers fan, I'm going to pass this on to Jeff because we've experienced it, right? We've had a win now in 2017 with the Astros, and it's been we've got very far after
The
that.
Astros are a dynasty.
How do you feel?
The Astros
Would you
are-
rather win now, or would you rather create?
No, if you any
Years
chance
of winning.
any chance in professional sports, if you have a chance to win the championship, you take it. You take because you don't know what tomorrow is. You don't know how things go. You have no idea.
Fitting all the pieces,
Yeah,
it's
so,
tough.
So yeah,
It's tough.
You definitely okay. So I'll bring it back to Cincinnati with this, right? Joe Burrow is a $500 million quarterback. He's going to get $500 million plus.
Damn.
So how are they going to hold that team together?
You can't.
You can't. With cap space right now. We'll get
But
into
especially not the Bengals. The Bengals are cheap as hell.
Yeah, and we're exactly owners wise, dude. They hit the lottery with Joe Burrow. That's why I called it earlier. Maybe lightning in a bottle with them. Like they're not going to be able to keep all these people, especially if they're Super Bowl champions. All those players are going to demand a lot of money because they have a ring on their finger now, and they can get it from other teams. So Cincinnati,
You know, the Bengals just getting there has brought so much money into that organization.
God. Oh.
Imagine winning a couple billion.
Oh,
all
yeah.
right, so
Pays
they
for the
will
franchise.
exactly.
Pays for
They
the whole
will have
franchise.
the money to pay the players that they want to stay here.
But you have cap.
You never answered your own question, Grant. We say win now for both of us. You want to win now or create a dynasty?
You know, before I used to think of like building a team and like building and putting pieces in place to be competitive over several years. But now, considering that, you know, like the Cowboys, it's been so long, like I just want a Super Bowl. Like I just want to prepare every year, whatever that is, going all in to be a
Grant,
Super
you got to
Bowl
lower
champion.
your standards. You got to. That's your advice.
Yes, low expectations, key to happiness.
No, but I mean, it's true. Win now. The thing is, if you win now, you create the noise because you don't know how good or what's going to happen to that player next year.
the Bengals are going to win now, and the owner's going to sell that franchise for about 10 times as much as he paid for it.
No, there's no way he's giving up that franchise. There's
I mean,
way.
I know, but like, if he was smart, he would. Like, you're going to have to pay Joe Burrow. He's a $500 million quarterback. You're not going to keep Jamar Chase and all them on that. But nobody does or did what Tom Brady did, taking pay cuts constantly. Tom Brady was never the highest paid quarterback. Like, he always took cuts to keep his team around, and that is a special situation with him. These guys are going to want money, and Burrow's going to have to get paid. And you see the situation now, and we'll talk about this in a minute with Aaron Rodgers and their salary cap and what they're trying to do to keep him. It's rough. It's so hard to keep all those players. And I don't know if you're paying, it's only, the reason that Aaron Rodgers has only been to one Super Bowl and won one
It's crazy, right?
is because he cost so much money, and he demanded that from everybody. So they couldn't pay these other incredible players. While Rodgers is getting paid $37 million, Tom Brady's getting paid $27 million, opening up $10 million in cap room to sign 2 or 3 incredible players, and they're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you could also get a really hot model wife that makes a lot of money also, and that would help.
Yeah.
Gazelle? I don't know.
What'd you call her?
Gazelle?
Is that her name? I thought it was
Giselle.
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 Oh,
Oh, look at you.
Okay, Grant got some
look at
food.
this.
Austin.
Ah,
brother.
Austin with the queso.
Do you notice he brought it to me and not you?
Yeah.
I know. That's messed up.
It's
I love
it's
the
got
cheese.
meat in it.
I love the
though.
case. Oh, it has meat in it. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we forgot.
That's right.
Yeah, he didn't bring the one with no meat. Is it good?
That's good shit, man. I'm sorry,
man.
Lauren. I'm sorry.
It
That's
is-
good SHI.
It is getting it's getting crunk in here. McIntyre's,
It's getting
man.
pretty busy.
We
Austin shows up and the party starts.
Yeah, we are 2 hours away from kickoff. We are here at McIntyre's in the Heights. I mean, it's already getting really busy. I'm excited for this game. We've been talking about it for a while. There's other things going in the NFL, but this game is intriguing. I'm excited about it. And you know what's great about this game is there's polarizing players in this game. Like, there's characters. And you sometimes
Joe
you don't
Burrow
get
being
that.
number one.
Yeah, of course, right? So Joe Burrow with the cigar and the
the
way he does
chains.
things, you know, and like it's interesting to see his dynamic. Like, he's a throwback to Joe Namath, right?
Yeah.
You know, just wearing the fur coat and doing his thing. It's very interesting, man. Very interesting. And you got Von Miller. Von Miller 4 years ago was the MVP of the Super Bowl,
It's crazy, right?
right?
I know. He's back.
And he's on there.
14th season, I think.
And you got Aaron Donald that's now pissed off about TJ Watt winning the Defensive Player of the Year. Well, I don't know if he's pissed off. TJ Watt definitely deserved it. We'll get into that. But you've got a lot of storylines in this and some young teams. And the whole – you were asking earlier, Lauren, about what's the matchup. I think the matchup is Matt Stafford and Joe Burrow.
I mean,
I
it
do.
normally, whenever you get to a Super Bowl or a big game in general, that's typically the matchup, quarterback versus quarterback. But you know what? They're not playing each other. They're playing quarterback versus the defense. And in this situation, it's Joe Burrow versus the Rams defense. And speaking of storylines, I'll get to a couple with Stafford and Burrow. I mean, they both have number 9 jersey. I already told you they're former first-round picks.
Yeah.
Both SEC
By the way,
quarterbacks.
the
SEC
line.
quarterbacks.
Grant was right. The line did move. It's 4.5 again.
Oh.
Going heavy. People are going heavy on the Rams.
I think that also includes Mattress Mac.
That makes me want to. No, he went Cincinnati.
He went Cincinnati.
Yeah, that
Wow.
makes me want to go the other way, like really. But we're gonna give our picks up in a little bit for sure. We got prop bets
absolutely.
coming up. There's all sorts of stuff coming down, man. I'm excited about all this.
Absolutely. All right. You mentioned Aaron Rodgers. Why not get into the NFL awards here? And see.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. The honors, of course, took place on Thursday night. And did you watch any of the speeches, Grant?
I didn't.
No.
I didn't.
I watched Aaron Rodgers. I liked it. He thanked Matt LaFleur first for trusting him, believing in him, and everything like that. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, MVP, gets another one, the second consecutive year, 4th MVP for him. Oh, sorry about that.
All
No,
good.
man, I had to fix my headphones.
Yeah, dude, you're struggling over there, man.
I know.
What's going
I was
on?
trying to just take care of it.
My headphones.
Your headphones? Okay. It's all
Can
good.
you hear us?
Yes, I'm good now.
Are you good?
Yeah.
The music just got loud. Is bumping still a word? People say it's bumping.
Patrick
No?
Wilson, my boy Patrick Wilson, just commented on Facebook. If you're watching on all of our sites, man, appreciate you. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, all of them, man. Join us, Sports with Balls. He says the matchup is the O-line versus the D-line. Cincinnati, if that's the case, just to go real quick with what Patrick's saying, Cincinnati's offensive line obviously isn't even equipped to handle the defensive line of LA. Burrow was sacked 9 times, right? But you also have Cincinnati secondary that held Patrick Mahomes with it. This is an interesting matchup. I love all the dynamics, and we think quarterback. Patrick thinks a D-line versus O-line, and most football games in the trenches is where you win them. I totally understand that, but these are dynamic quarterbacks. This is going to be fun to watch, right?
Absolutely.
In another matchup, I think that I'm excited to see, which I don't know how often we're going to see it, but it will be exciting to see Jalen Ramsey versus Jamar Chase. Jalen Ramsey, Jamar Chase.
Yes.
You talk about strength against strength. Like, that's their best offensive player other than Joe Burrow. That's their best defensive player, on the Rams. So, yeah, I'm excited to see that too. Like, I think that'll be an excellent matchup.
This place is getting popping now.
It is.
Poppin'. Okay, that's the word.
excited.
I was like, what is the word that people use these days to describe hype in the club? Poppin', banging. I don't know.
Banging.
Banging, swinging, and banging.
You should know. You're young. You
Yeah,
should know the swag. You should know the
I
slang.
should,
Speaking
but
of that,
I don't.
so Tiger Woods was interviewed the other day about that, about the Waste Management, the Phoenix Open, and we all just saw what happened in the Phoenix Open with I forgot it, hitting that hole-in-one on hole 16, par 3. Tiger Woods did it 15 years ago, and he was doing Raise the Roof, and that was popular then. And it's
Raise
funny,
the roof.
Remember Raise the
Holy
Roof?
Oh, yeah.
smokes. Raise the roof.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
That was an incredible shot yesterday. Man, congratulations for everybody that threw on that tournament. 10,000 people throwing beer on a golf course was pretty cool to watch.
I love that tournament.
That was awesome.
I love
Good
that
for
tournament.
them, man. Good
Well,
for them.
let's go back. Let's talk about the awards. I want to get into that.
Yeah. Let's get into the NFL awards. So the honors took
Ready.
place Thursday night. We were saying Aaron Rodgers got his second year getting MVP, 4 in all together in his 17 years in the league. Great speech to Matt LaFleur, and there was 50 votes in total, right, for MVPs, right?
Yeah.
39 were to Rodgers. Only 10 were to the GOAT and Tom Brady, and 1 to Cooper Kupp. How do you feel about this voting situation?
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Before you check this out. Tom Brady led the league in. Hold on, let me get this for you before. Okay. So how many votes did he get?
Tom Brady?
10?
10.
Tom Brady led the league in passing yards, 5,316, passing attempts, 719, passing yards per game, 312, and passing touchdowns at 43. Now, I understand where they were coming from, but isn't that, if you're a quarterback and you lead in passing touchdowns, passing yards, passing attempts, and passing yards per game, I would think that you would be the MVP.
Right. Yeah.
I think what's happened with the MVP in the NFL is very much like the Heisman Trophy in college football. It's a quarterback award Because if you ask me, what Cooper Kupp did for the LA Rams,
Good point.
maybe
Triple crown.
maybe more impressive than anything Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady did.
Yeah.
Like if you look at the yard distribution on the LA Rams, he overwhelms everybody as far as his passing yards,
Well, and they lost Robert Woods.
receiving yards,
Middle of the season.
receiving yards. He was the primary dude every game. Like he was the one that was going to be focused on every game. Led the league in 3 different categories, major receiving categories, with such a high percentage of success for that team. I'm shocked he didn't get more MVP votes.
So
I think he's more deserving of it than Tom Brady.
I think that's a better fact and a better. Oh, we got light beer.
Oh, I am okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Lauren doesn't drink.
Yingling, yeah, she's boring.
Hey, I got my Red Bull.
Hey. Huh?
I got my Red Bull to hype me up a little bit. Been so tired, but
I do think, to your point, that that's a more impressive argument than maybe between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
Yes.
Like somebody should have brought up Cooper Kupp stat, and it goes to exactly what you're saying. How it's a quarterback race now.
It is.
Unless-
It's a quarterback
100%,
award.
100%. We look at Aaron Rodgers, and so he had a passer rating of 111.9 this season. He had a completion percentage of 68.9, 13-3 win-loss record, so pretty good over there in Green Bay. 13 games with 2+ passing touchdowns, 0 interceptions this entire season.
Damn.
And that may be
the 0 interception thing.
That is incredible. That is incredible. Tom Brady, I think this year was the most that we've seen from him, which was very, very interesting and distracting, but also just shows a little bit of age as well.
He had to deal with injuries on his team a lot. I mean, look, like Leonard Fournette just came out of the absolute blue, out of nowhere, really, and had a resurgence. I don't think he'll do that again. But Tom Brady's Tom Brady. I mean, look at the stats I just ripped off that he led the league in. And there's an argument for Aaron Rodgers. There's an argument for Tom Brady. And like Grant said, there's a pretty good argument for Cooper Kupp, too. And, I mean, some people say there's an argument for T.J. Watt. And some people say there's an argument for Aaron Donald as well.
Well, T.J. Watt got his in Defensive Player of the Year.
If he would have played those 2 games that he missed, and he missed, I think, half of 2 games as well.
he would have surpassed Michael Strahan's single-season record
And I think
with
that
22.5.
he might have been the MVP.
You really think T.J. Watt was going to be the MVP
Well,
over a quarterback?
Maybe over. Well, if his team was better, and that's the thing. Like their record doesn't show exactly. Like if they were made the play, well, they did make the playoffs. But if they were better, I think that T.J. Watt would have had more. That is a generational talent.
No doubt.
T.J. Watt, you can build a team around, and when you can build a team around a defensive player like the Texans did with Watt, like Baltimore did with Ray Lewis, like Steelers can build. They could get Garoppolo and actually go to the playoffs every year. Because of their defense.
We talk a lot about how great.
I mean, that's what the 49ers did in the run game, of course, but we'll get into that in a little bit.
Well, we give credit a lot for the Manning mom for having 2 terrific quarterbacks in Eli and Peyton. What about the Watt mom? Having T.J. Watt and J.J. Watt.
Squeezing those babies out.
Like,
Jeez.
wow, when you talk about being a proud parent, like, that's crazy.
And Derek, even though, he hasn't climbed to the level of
he
his
doesn't
brothers.
count.
Hey, but he's still another son they had to raise, okay?
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, they did a great job. Congratulations, Mr. Miss Watt. But no, I think Cooper Kupp deserves a lot more props than he got, especially when you look at second and all-purpose yards, how he was with the receiving touchdowns, yard from scrimmage, second yards from scrimmage.
Is that who you would have voted for?
For me, just because I felt he was so important for that team. Obviously, a quarterback's important, but that would have been my vote, Cooper Kupp.
All right, and now
what he did has not happened in a long, long time.
Okay, so is he your front runner for the MVP of the Super Bowl?
At this point, I would say so, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Over Stafford?
Cool.
Over Burrow?
But it's the same thing, though. If one of the quarterbacks play really well in that game, they're going to win the MVP.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's the thing. Like, who's passing the ball to Cooper Kupp? Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
If he doesn't totally blow it, he could win it. But, yeah, depending upon how Cooper Kupp does, I mean, he would be a favorite for me.
I mean, they've been connecting well all season long, but have you seen some of the catches that Kupp has made?
Kupp's amazing.
And
Like,
great.
that dude,
But then again, if we're talking about connections like that to a quarterback wide receiver, you talk about Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and then having
Freddie.
having their connection from LSU. they could be the same scenario in the Super Bowl game.
And that's what's so crazy about I don't think Cooper Kupp gets the respect that he deserves, because if you were to sit here and talk about receivers in this game, I guarantee you Cooper Kupp's name is going to come up third. First is going to be Jamar Chase. Second's going to be OBJ. And then they're going to bring up Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's totally status, right?
Yeah. And
like you talked about the names and then the characters with Joe Burrow and his chains, rather. It's just like that.
Who gets more yards tonight, Cooper Kupp or Jamar Chase?
It's a great question. I'm going to say Cooper Kupp just because I don't think Joe Burrow is going to have much time to throw the football.
Yeah. Okay. The only reason
it's a good call.
The only reason I might not go, I think I would say Cooper Kupp's a safe bet, but Chase and Burrow, they can have that bomb, like that one play, 85 yards or 65 yards, something like they just get on the same page, and they always seem to have one play that blows it out. And so there may be a long bomb to Chase, but then again, Cooper Kupp does the exact same thing. So how do you let Cooper Kupp, like smallest dude on the field, get open as often as he does, and they try to cover him? It's going to be fantastic to watch. And if Cincinnati drops 8 and only rushes 3, it's going to be hard, like they did against Kansas City in the second half. It's going to be hard for Stafford. I think Stafford throws 2 picks today. I do. I mean, that's usually what he's good for.
Look, I think that the Rams defense is really going to force Burrow to get it out quick. His release time is going to have to be very, very quick. In general, we're talking about connection to Jamar Chase. But getting back to the NFL honors, you have the Offensive Rookie of the Year in Jamar Chase. And then, guys, you have the Offensive Player of the Year and wide receiver Cooper Kupp. So they basically, you know that Jamar Chase is getting it because of his catches through the air. And then, of course, offensive player in Kupp. So they're hand in hand, literally right there. I'm glad you brought up those matchups because, like we said, we've just been talking about the defense versus Burrow. That's going to be really good to see.
Yeah, I think Jalen Ramsey is going to get some wins against Jamar Chase, and I think Jamar Chase is going to get some wins against Ramsey. But who on the Cincinnati Bengals side that you're like, okay, they're going to match up with Cooper Kupp, and they're going to make a difference in that matchup? Like, I don't know who can guard Cooper Kupp on Cincinnati. Maybe they do a scheme where they have him double team. They have a guy over the top.
Yeah, they're not going to go man to man. They're going to do the same thing they did against Tyreek Hill in the second half. They're gonna either rush 3 and drop 1 to but they don't see. The thing is with Pat Mahomes, Cincinnati in the first half was rushing 4, right? So they made an adjustment, and so they started rushing 3 in the second half, and then dropping a linebacker to shadow Mahomes so he wouldn't run. You don't have to do that with Stafford. You're not afraid of Stafford running the football, so they can do a 4-man rush and drop 7. And they're going to play a zone. Like you said, they'll have somebody over the top, they'll have somebody on the corners, and then man-to-man in the middle. Like, it'll be fun to watch. It's going to be a blast. Like, you've got 2 dynamic wide receivers in Cooper Kupp and Jamar Chase.
Correct, yeah.
And watching them try to get around these defenses, and Jalen Ramsey, right, it's going to be a blast, bro.
Well, but I would say in Cooper Kupp's defense, he's a better route runner than Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill obviously has speed. I mean, that dude's overwhelming with speed, but Cooper Kupp is a surgeon when it comes to route running and finding open spots. Him and Matthew Stafford have really got a great connection where they kind of have an idea of where each other's going to be. They know where the weak spots are in the defense, and I think Sean McVay is going to do a better job of prepping for this game. Remember, Sean McVay got his ass beat by Bill Belichick.
Yep.
He learned from that game. I heard him interviewed, and he said, I'm going to be much more aggressive this game than I was the first time, because he was cautious. You're playing against the New England Patriots. You're playing against Bill Belichick. He's going to be a lot more aggressive. I would not be shocked to see Cooper Kupp I'm going to have my hot take. I wouldn't be shocked to see Cooper Kupp get close to 200 yards receiving.
Whoa! It's the Super Bowl. Whoa!
I feel like Sean McVay is going to come out guns blazing.
You say that, but Matthew Stafford has a huge factor into that stat.
100%.
If he gets close to 200, he's MVP.
That's why I think for me he's a favorite to win MVP.
Now you're our history guy. Has that ever been done?
What?
200 plus yards?
That's a good question.
In the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna find out.
I mean, because that's a pretty hot take. If you have no one else that's done that before, I
Jerry
mean,
Rice.
good luck to you on that.
I think Rice had no, maybe it was Jonathan Taylor. I think had over 200. No, it was Rice. I think had 212. We'll see. One of them had for San Francisco had like over 200 yards receiving.
Grant's looking up right now. He looks like the GIF that has like
Yeah.
the little cat on the keyboard. That's like.
Damn, Jeff, credit, bro.
What?
Jerry Rice holds 2 major single receiving records in the Super Bowl. He set a record with 215 receiving yards, set in Super Bowl 23 against
Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Holy crap!
Yep.
There we go.
I'm just saying.
It's been done before.
It's been done before.
Ooh, man.
There we go.
Damn, what a game we have in store, man. We're less than 2 hours away from the
Oh, my
kickoff of
goodness.
Super Bowl XLV.
Can I ask a question
that
about
what it
that?
is?
Hold on. I'm glad you brought
56?
that up. I'm glad you brought that up because I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Can we move on from the letters?
Yeah, dude, it's annoying.
Can we go on from that? Like, I'm
The
over
Greek-
that.
The Greek letters.
Let's stop doing the letters for the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl 54, 55, 56.
Another hot
whatever.
take from Grant
I'm
Miles.
tired of having
You're
to
on
guess
fire.
what number we're on.
No, I know. Me
You
too.
can't honestly look at the LIV and go, oh, yeah, we're on Super Bowl, whatever.
No one looks at those numbers. No one does Roman numerals anymore. I'm with you. I am with you.
So we should
have
stop
changed
numbering
so
them.
many things in society in 2022. That can be one of them as
No,
well.
nobody. We don't number anything else. College football championship's not numbered. The World Series is not numbered. The NBA championship's not numbered. Like, there's no other numbered championship other than the Super Bowl. I want to move on from numbering the Super Bowl, number one, and number two. Let's stop with the letters.
All right.
Let's stop it.
with the letters. Something else that's new that
I'm
we can
done
get
with it.
into a little bit right
You need a
now.
Lone Star?
No, I got a Yingling here.
Okay, there you go. Let's try this Yingling, whatever that
Yeah,
is.
that's a new light beer, something like that they came up with us. But
Let me know
yeah,
how it is, Grant.
it is really popping in here.
Yeah, it is getting crunk. Less than 2 hours away. We are at
Rock
McIntyre's.
music.
McIntyre's in the Heights. Man, excited to be here.
Lauren, your
Welcome,
brother's
all
got
you
the Tom
guys.
Cruise look from
I know.
Top Gun.
Look at it.
We
look
got
at, look at this
Top
guy.
Gun.
We
How
got
come-
Top Gun over
Man,
here.
dude.
Love it.
Listen here, Mr.
here.
Leal.
Come
Like,
here.
this
Come
is
here.
real. No, look, because last year I wore a leather jacket and I got shit nonstop from them. Yeah, and now y'all think he looks like Tom
Because
Cruise.
you weren't wearing the aviator glasses.
That's it?
Yes.
No.
If you would have worn the aviator glasses, I would have given you props.
Y'all
dude.
remember me wearing that leather jacket and y'all were like, what
It
are
made
you
such
doing?
an impact, I don't remember.
All right, we've been talking about it off camera. I'm going to have him come on camera, and I'm just going to ask what
Oh,
his
yeah.
pick is really quick. This is my brother, Josh. Everybody
Oh, yeah, Josh is the
knows
bomb.
if he watches.
Hey,
Thanks
Josh,
for coming
Cowboys
out,
aren't in it,
Josh.
man.
Yeah,
so.
Cowboys are to be here.
Yeah.
I didn't wear the
He
Cowboys.
said Cowboys are not in it, but who are you going for today?
You know, it's tough. You know, I'm a big OU fan. Got a bunch of Sooners on the Bengals, but I'm not a Joe Burrow fan. But I do like Matthew Stafford. I think he deserves it. You know, finally get a championship under his belt. But
Who you got?
it's tough.
Yeah, this is an hour and a half show, bro. Let's do
Who
it.
you got?
I'm going.
Who do you got?
As much as I hate to say it, probably LA.
LA.
Okay, Rams.
LA.
All right.
The line moved
You're
to
not
minus.
alone.
Are you taking the -4.5? Or are you doing Are you going straight up?
I'm going straight up.
Straight
Straight
up.
up.
All
Okay.
right. -4.5.
Well, that's a good bet because honestly, all these playoff games have been. I mean, last minute. There's a bet out there.
Yeah.
There's a line out there that has overtime right now at plus 1,500.
That's
I'll
crazy.
throw $100 on overtime because
Oh, no
this,
doubt.
This
It's a
could
good
be an
chance.
overtime football
100%.
game.
I think so. I think it's going to be low-scoring overtime game.
Oh,
I
there's
think it will
Lauren.
be.
Yep.
Here comes Lauren.
Nice.
And
All
man,
right.
you can get out of here with all that
Thank
Oklahoma
you.
stuff.
Yeah.
Other than Garrett. So number one fan other than Garrett.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
Get this guy out of here with that
Thank
Oklahoma
you.
gear.
Oklahoma.
Gotta keep it going.
You know why
Thank
Texas
you.
doesn't fall off in the Gulf of Mexico?
It's gonna be solid.
Yeah.
Because OU sucks.
Oh.
He said, you know why Texas doesn't fall off the what? Fall off
Why Texas doesn't fall off in the Gulf of Mexico? Because Oklahoma sucks.
Because OU sucks.
I'm glad I couldn't hear any of that.
Thank you,
All right.
Josh.
Appreciate you,
Thank
Josh.
for coming.
R.I.P.
Oh,
Goose.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
We're going to be out there in a little bit. We got about 20, 30 more minutes with you guys, man. We're having a blast out here, man. This is unbelievable. My man Louie in the house. Massive Cowboys, man. You and Louie sit down and talk about Cowboys all day long.
I love talking about Cowboys.
Can
Yeah, how much
we
they suck.
quickly get into the new faces that is going to be running a lot of the organizations in the league? We're talking about 8 new head coaches.
Yep.
We'll just run through them really quick since it is a Super Bowl special, but it is something new. Like we talked about, we want to change the Roman numerals to regular numbers. as we are on Super Bowl 56. So Las Vegas Raiders, we got Josh McDaniels coming over from the Patriots as the offensive coordinator, long-time tenure there. Think he's going to do good there? No? Yes? No?
I'll get into all this in a second. Just go through them.
Okay. All right.
Because it's a general opinion about all of them, not just one specific.
I don't know where my man went earlier. Met his dog from New York.
From New York, yeah.
And he's a huge Giants fan. So Brian DeBall getting there. Getting the head nod from Joe Judge, and obviously from Bill Belichick coming from the Patriots organization. We got Mike McDaniel with the Miami Dolphins. I find this to be a very intriguing candidate. We have Nathaniel Hackett for the Denver Broncos, Doug Peterson for Jaguars, Matt Eberflus in Chicago with the Bears, Kevin O'Connell, interesting, with the Minnesota Vikings. What happened to Jim Harbaugh in that option there to replace Mike Zimmer?
Yeah, we can talk
And then,
about
of
that.
course, we got Lovie Smith here in Houston, Texas, to take over as the Texans head coach, coming from defensive coordinator the past couple of years, but winning a Super Bowl with the Chicago Bears back in the day. All right, Jeff, you mentioned maybe one or two comments about these coaches.
Yeah.
I'll follow up with what you have to say.
Okay, mine are who, why, and who.
It's a good response.
I understand, like, the NFL is geared towards it. There's a trend right now. There definitely is a trend hiring young, offensive-minded coaches. It's almost like college football just progressed into here. Like, and I totally understand it. But man, some of these guys have zero head coaching experience, like, at all, and shouldn't be head coaches. Some of these hires are very, very shocking. Very, very shocking. And I mean, I don't mind the Lovie Smith thing with the Texans because they're still in a I don't know phase.
Can
Like,
I tell you, I think that Lovie Smith will be good for the team. I just feel that obviously he was on nobody's radar, right?
Well, they're not hiring this. This pissed
Neither
me
was
off.
David Culley. And the fact that they bring in three other guys and they're not even
On the radar. Yeah, it's just they were doing the whatever rule that is. I forgot. But like Lovie Smith, now the Texans are not even hiring a defensive coordinator because Lovie Smith says he's calling the defensive plays. So no defensive coordinator. You're getting right back into the Bill O'Brien BS.
O'Brien, GM.
And it's like,
yeah.
man, like, come on. Like, but with the Texans, like, are they near a Super Bowl? Probably not. Probably not. And you go down the list of these other teams. Like, okay, bring in Nathaniel Hackett going to the Denver Broncos. Is that helping you get Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams? Because if it's not, this is a stupid hire.
I mean, he was the offensive coordinator with Rodgers in the Packers organization,
exactly.
so it makes sense for him to go there. The past 3 years, he was with Rodgers, and he led the Bills, Jaguars, and then obviously the Packers. Lastly, their offense. So he has the experience. It's just
It's all hindsight if one of these coaches does well.
Are y'all cool if I talk about it?
Nope. I was waiting for you. Like, he's like,
go ahead, Grant.
I put this section in here because I want your opinion on it.
Who was Sean McVay when the Rams hired him?
He was decent, man.
He went from being a tight ends coach to being a quarterbacks coach, to being an offensive coordinator one year to being a head coach. Who was Zach Taylor when Cincinnati Bengals hired him?
I know.
He was on the hot seat last year
I know, but now he's in the Super Bowl. So
because of Joe Burrow, not because of him.
Well, that's what I was thinking whenever, too, you talked about Lovie Smith and the Texans, and I'm like, well, they're nowhere near a Super Bowl, but neither were the Bengals.
But my other thing about it, though, like with Lovie Smith, as somebody that's not a fan of the Texans, like I enjoy watching the Texans implode because I would say probably 4 or 5 years ago, I was legit worried that the Texans were becoming a really good football team.
Yeah.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Like you had
Poor
Deshaun
thing.
Watson. You had Deshaun Watson. No, it's great now. They're terrible.
You were
and
really
it's awesome.
worried that the Texans were going to be good.
Yeah,
Boo-hoo.
because they had really good up and coming. They had Hopkins. They had Deshaun Watson. They had J.J. Watt. They were competing
Yeah.
in the playoffs. Remember, they had beat the Bengals in the playoffs. Like they were an up and coming team. I don't know if there's been a team that has fallen so far so quickly than the Houston Texans.
He's just trying to dagger everybody's hearts. the Houston
100%.
Texans
But I
right
mean,
now.
tell me, like, think about a team
Detroit Lions.
that had so much promise.
Oh, that
So
had
much promise and that imploded. So, like, it's happened within a 2 to 3 year span. They've gone from something to nothing.
Let me ask you about
Think
this.
about how many head coaches they've been through in the last 3 years.
It's been impressive.
It is.
For sure.
It's impressive how far they've fallen and how quickly it's happened.
Well, the thing is, it was
They're
Bill
a joke now.
Bill O'Brien at the helm, and then you look who's behind that. Jack Easterby. Jack Easterby is making all of these decisions.
I bet you take Bill
No.
O'Brien right now, though.
Oh, 100% they would. And look, well, it's not even Bill O'Brien. This is the NFL, right? You have got to have an A-plus quarterback in order to succeed in this league. Unless you just have something like with an incredible
I beg to
defense with the
differ.
49ers.
I was going to say,
So they have an incredible run game. Their offensive line
Don't hate on Jimmy
is-
G.
But
Why not?
Don't hate on Jimmy
Well,
G.
dude, who's better, Jimmy G or Dak?
Right now, to be honest with you, I'd take Jimmy G.
wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
100%.
That is a hot take.
100%.
90% of the time, right?
Definitely not.
I'll just say 90% of the time. You have to have an A-plus quarterback in order to succeed in this NFL. You take Deshaun Watson off the Texans, and you see what you got. You're over. You're done. Like Deshaun Watson, for all of his off-field antics, Deshaun Watson is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
No doubt.
No doubt. He's amazing. You took him off the team, and they're imploding with all this other stuff. Winning cures everything. If the Houston Texans, if Deshaun Watson would have never got in trouble, the Houston Texans would be pretty good. And you wouldn't have all these issues with race and all this other stuff about the owners because winning cures everything.
Winning cures all. However, I can't say that things would have been fine if the whole massage thing never happened, because you look at last year, or the year prior to this last season, the Texans only won 4 games with Deshaun Watson. That's without J.J. Watt. That's without DeAndre Hopkins. And so
Watson got hurt.
but you're saying that he would be able to lead them somewhere? No,
People would come to the team for sure. If they had a decent head coach, people would come where Deshaun. Hopkins got out of there because of all the race stuff with the head coach and stuff like that, and whatever look, from an organization standpoint, we all know it's trash. We all know that. It's just not a good organization. I said that from day one when they got the Texans name. I was like, this is terrible. Their first draft pick.
Hey, I like the Texans.
Well,
I like that name.
I know, but I don't. So, I'm just saying, you need a quarterback in order to win in this league. You have to have a quarterback, and you take Deshaun Watson off the Texans, and you're not a winning team.
Let's go right there to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are in the same conference as the Texans, but with Doug Peterson, an interesting hire to a quarterback who had a very terrible rookie campaign in Trevor Lawrence. How does Doug Peterson really help and elevate and grow him, and then also the team around him? You're talking about the Jaguars, who lost 29 of their last 32 games.
They won their last game. That's all that matters.
He had a 42-37-1 record in 5 seasons with the Eagles. That also included a Super Bowl, though, where he beat Tom Brady. But how does he go there and help out Trevor Lawrence if we're specifically talking about quarterbacks in that terrible season he had last
So
year?
here's my response to that. Who's beaten Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl?
Eli
Let's go
Manning.
back to it.
Coaches.
Eli Manning.
Coaches.
Yeah.
Doug
Probably.
Peterson. Who do you win with? Nick Foles.
Yep. The Philly special.
That has to be something.
Yeah.
That has to be a
That's true.
feather in his cap. That dude beat Bill Belichick. I've been to that Lincoln Financial Field Stadium. They have a statue of Doug Peterson out in front of the stadium.
Y'all talk about everybody that's LA fans out there right now. Y'all talk about oh, they're gonna blow him out. Oh, this and that. Look, you just mentioned something. A backup quarterback came in the Super Bowl. Nick Foles
has the Super Bowl.
Beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl.
Nick
And
Foles
And
has
I
as many Super Bowls as Aaron
And
Rodgers.
I guarantee you, the
crazy.
line for that Super Bowl was way more than 4.5.
I bet I can tell
So
you.
y'all have you be careful what you bet on this Super Bowl with Cincinnati. Y'all just, there's a reason the line is what it is. The Super Bowl is just absolutely, you don't know what's going to happen. You have no clue. You know how these guys are going to come out. You think you know it, and then you're like, whoa, this is different. And so what you were saying is because the coaches come up with these game plans, right? The first 20 plays, for those of y'all that don't know this, most teams, the first 20 plays are scripted. They're all scripted. Now, of course, there's audibles at the line.
Okay, so that's a fun prop bet that we have right here. Is what's going to be the first play of the game? Is it going to be pass or
pass?
run?
Man,
I think it depends on who gets the football.
yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to be shocked if Sean McVay is all balls out.
Man.
If the LA Rams get the football, I would not be shocked to see a deep ball to Cooper Kupp.
I mean,
I definitely say pass. I definitely say pass.
I'm going to go run because in the Super Bowl, you don't want to make a mistake and turn the tide and get anybody any sort of motivation on the first play. There's the energy in that building is so high. If you've noticed in Super Bowls, generally speaking, the first half is low scoring, and especially the first quarter. I mean, there's nerves. Like, people are just freaking out. Like, it's not like a normal football game. So you want to play a little bit conservative because you don't want to be the team that makes that first mistake.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Yeah.
You had your hand up. I thought you were about to make a point right there.
No, I got to go to the bathroom.
Go ahead.
Grant's going to the bathroom. So.
All right, bathroom break
we're on
for Grant. All right. Man, this is fun.
This is getting
This
insane.
is fun.
I love it.
Like I said, we're back another year later. You don't have the GOAT in the Super Bowl, nor in the league in general as he retired. I got that news. I remember I was out of state, and I'm just like, wow, I still can't believe it. I saw a tweet that Tom Brady made today about his alarm going off about the Super Bowl and was like, well, SHIT.
I highly doubt Tom Brady's too upset. I mean, he's been to 10, he's won
He's
7.
got so many things
Come
going on, you know.
Yeah, just that guy. There's very few unanimous decisions for GOATs in sports. Like, even with Michael Jordan and LeBron James,
I was curious where you're going to go with Michael Jordan.
There's still a little, some people say, LeBron James. Highly doubtful anybody tells you that Tom Brady's not the GOAT. Like, it's just like, and the people that have an argument about Tom Brady not being the GOAT are the people like he cheated.
That's exactly what my brother says.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him right now.
It's just,
He talks about Deflategate, but still, if you're able to go back that many times and to win, and to go to a new team, and to create that culture and winning atmosphere, and do it again.
A lot of people say you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right? So,
Make it till you make it, baby.
Yeah. Look, while we got a couple of seconds here before Grant gets back, just to let y'all know, man, all y'all paying attention on YouTube, Facebook, all y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Give me your questions, everything, man. I appreciate y'all watching. Follow us on podcast. Just say it to Alexa, pull it up on your phone, whatever. Sports with Balls. We will be starting a 2-hour radio show on the 21st, which is really exciting. We'll get you guys some more information on that. That's going to be pretty impressive. I'm excited about that.
I'm very excited about that. We got a lot of things in the work here with SWB, and we've been fluctuating with what is next, but I think it's going to be pretty solid where we're going next. But yeah, right now I'm watching us on YouTube Live. Of course, we're on Facebook. Grant's back. He's joining us for once, not traveling the world. How has been the last... Yes, we're on YouTube Live. I'm watching it right now.
It's my first time on YouTube.
Is it?
I think so.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Not everybody's on TV, Lauren.
I was with you.
Jesus. I was like, you're not on TV. What's wrong with you?
No. I thought you meant it's your first time on YouTube.
Like, to be on their website?
Yes.
No, I've been on YouTube.
Okay.
That would be a great question. Who's never been on YouTube? Do you think everybody in the world has been on YouTube?
I don't know. My 7-year-old.
At some point, yes.
Because, Cole, my 7-year-old, he wants to go to every one of our shows. Like, he's there all the time, right? And now his goal is to be a YouTube star.
Hey, man.
He wants a camera and everything.
How is he going to be a YouTube star when he doesn't even talk?
Maybe he can.
Well, he doesn't talk to you. He talks
He doesn't talk to me.
He
He doesn't talk to me.
He's
All right, guys.
Maybe
he's
cash.
nervous to talk to Lauren, like most of the guys in this bar probably are.
Yeah.
He's 7.
Dude with the dog wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, where did my New York friend go? He came up and talked to me.
We got a few minutes left here, probably about 15, 20 minutes left, man. Want to welcome y'all in. Thank you, everybody here at McIntyre's, man. This place is getting really busy. We got our picks coming up. We're going to get into some prop bets here in a minute. Let you guys know before. We are an hour and a half away from kickoff. Los Angeles Rams against the Cincinnati Bengals in one of the most anticipated Super Bowls in a long time. Long time.
I mean, I feel like with the media talk, with the buzz, it's all about a feeling. We can talk about all the stats that we've thrown out there, the rushing yards, the connection between Kupp and Stafford and Chase and Burrow, but it's really about the vibe of feeling because we have 2 new teams. Rams more established, of course, but both going all in approaches, and Stafford getting him in January, and then later on in the year getting OBJ after things didn't work out with the Browns, and he's literally up on the TV as I look up and as I'm saying his name, but it's really about a vibe feeling. I can't wait to get into our picks here in a little bit, but we're not going to do that until the very end of the show per usual. So anyways, let's get into some of these prop bets that you were mentioning.
Let's go. My gamblers out there, I have never been asked more than I have been this week about who's your pick, who's your pick, who's your pick. And I have been telling everybody this, like, look, I would bet the coin toss before I'm going to bet on this game, like line-wise. Like, I'm taking tails, by the way, taking tails. If you're going heads after what happened to the playoffs this year, like
Josh Allen, I am so sorry for you.
I would take tails. But, man, so I just tell everybody, dude, look at these prop bets. There's some absolutely incredible prop bets. We mentioned one earlier about the overtime, plus 1,500. That's a good $20 bet.
Oh, that'd be worth it, no doubt.
That is a great $20 bet, man.
No doubt.
I do that all day long. Odell Beckham Jr. is a plus 750 first touchdown scorer. You want Cup, I know that.
Yeah, but I bet his odds are pretty.
That's like three something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something very, very small.
I mean, of course, with these prop bets, it depends on what you're putting on it. You know, like if you add these prop bets up, obviously, and you have a good thought out process, and you're betting $100 on these prop bets, you could really get a great return. But I mean, I think that would be worth it. Like if you're going to put down, like if you're going to have a budget, if you're going to say I'm going to put $200 and spread it out on the World Series, that'd be a good $15, $20 bet.
World Series?
No, with the OBJ.
Oh, yeah. So
with the OBJ, yeah.
There's a couple, like, I mean, I can go down the list of them. There's 1,000 prop bets, and obviously Super Bowl's huge on them. These are both really intriguing to me. Los Angeles Rams and Cincinnati Bengals, first drive field goal attempt, plus 400 and plus 420.
I like that.
I do too.
I like that a lot.
I really love that. Like, put $20 on each of those. Like, that's great. Another one, Evan McPherson over under field goals, 1.5.
I'd go over.
Over.
Yes.
Over.
Yeah.
1.5?
Yeah. 1.5.
Absolutely.
Jamar Chase scores the first touchdown, plus 675. Cooper Kupp, plus 390. This is an interesting one that we brought up earlier. Joe Burrow's rushing yards is 11.5.
I bet it's more than that. I think he's going to be running around quite a bit.
I think it's going to be more than that because they're really going to force him. We talk about the defense so dang much in LA.
But you got to take into account, which I just thought of, you got to take into account sack yards, though. When you're talking net yards, like he may run for a 15-yard
Well, I don't know.
run.
No, they don't. I don't think they count that as a rush. You have to go past the line of scrimmage, and it's a rush.
They're not counting it as a total net.
No, that's
okay.
just a sack.
Never mind then.
No, because then of course it wouldn't be 11.5. It'd be way lower. But another interesting one, Cam Akers, rushing yards plus 105 at 64.5. I got a feeling Darrell Henderson is going to make an impact on this game. And if you're looking for a long shot bet on an MVP of this game, Darrell Henderson could be that guy.
I can see that.
He could catch a couple of screen passes, maybe break off a long run, and Darrell Henderson could end up being, because Cam Akers has had fumble issues. He's just coming back. Just as a long shot, he's talking about putting $20 down here and there. That's a good $20 bet. I don't know exactly what his odds are, but I'm sure it's huge.
A
Yeah.
long shot, but you know what's kind of unfortunate? Who could be in this category? Tyler Higbee. And he is out.
Yes. Oh, yeah, but of course
He
he's
is
out.
out.
Speaking of CJ Uzomah-Zada, whatever his name is, how do you pronounce it? Tight end for the Cincinnati Bengals will play today, which is big news for them.
Yeah.
Tyler Higbee being out. As far as I know, everybody else is pretty healthy. Is ready to go for this game. Man.
As far as that's a big name player, they're going to have guys not playing. I know former Longhorn Joseph Asai for the Bengals, I don't think he's playing. But yeah, your big name guys are going to be playing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm excited.
I know. I can't wait. We have more news to get to, but I don't know if we want to do it. I just want to keep talking about Super Bowl.
Yeah, let's do it. We only got a few more minutes, man. Let's.
He's got some history. He's going to take us back.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. Let's go to some Super Bowl history because we haven't done the history segment in a while. It's great to have Grant back on the show.
It is.
Let's do this Super Bowl history, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, so it's not
Can
as
you
much.
join us more, Grant, please?
Trust me, I'm trying. So this is as much history as it is just kind of fun facts, just some random stuff I saw. So this I thought was cool. By the way, just throwing some numbers at you. 5th Super Bowl appearance for the Rams. The Rams have been in the Super Bowl 5 times, have won 1 time. This will be the 3rd appearance for the Bengals. They've had 0 so far. Obviously, now that it's funny, we went so long in the Super Bowl without having a team host the Super Bowl. Now we've had 2 in a row. Of course, LA, the Rams in LA. Bengals are leading this series all time. Rams versus Bengals. Bengals have won it 8 times. 8 and 6.
8 and 6. I was curious what the record was as a whole.
Obviously, as we've talked about, 0 Super Bowl titles for the Bengals. The Bengals are one of 12 NFL teams that have never won a Super Bowl. Some of those being Detroit Lions, Jaguars, Minnesota Vikings, Buffalo Bills, and your Houston Texans.
Thanks.
You're welcome. 33 years. 33 years since the Bengals were in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Last time they were in the Super Bowl, they lost against the 49ers. I know one of the things I've read about, asking about bonuses. What's crazy in this world of professional sports is that guys get bonuses for doing the things they're supposed to be doing anyway, which is winning championships. But it's the way contracts work, so I get that.
Incentives, baby.
$150,000 bonus for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year winning the Super Bowl, each player. $150,000 for winning the Super Bowl.
That's how it works.
That's crazy.
That's how it works.
Sean McVay. We got 2 really, really young coaches, head coaches in the NFL. You got Sean McVay, who's 36 years old. Zach Taylor, who's 38. As we all know with Sean McVay was the youngest head coach in modern NFL history. Sean McVay has been with the Rams 6 years now. He was 30 when the Rams hired him.
That's crazy. And you know what? He actually just had a press conference asking him about his future in football, and he said, I'm getting married this summer. I want to take some more time for my family, but this is something that I love to do, and I've invested so much in. So I don't know how that's going to work out. And so people are making like speculation, like, is he done coaching? No. I don't think anyone.
But
calm down.
But he's in the most incredible position, and so are a lot of these young coaches, because Sean McVay's going to be in a Super Bowl at 36 years old. He could coach for another 6 years. He's only 42, right? He can go raise his kids, and in 8 years after that, come back and coach.
I agree.
And Sean McVay just seems, though, one of those guys, one of those coaches that when he's in it, like he's deep in it.
Yeah, you
like,
got to be 100 or none.
He doesn't take a break. And I'm sure when you've been doing it, and I mean, he's made a pretty good living as long as he has. I would not be shocked if he wins the Super Bowl if he bounces.
He says, hold on, like I'm good for a
Really?
few years.
I wouldn't be shocked. Because like you said, your point, he's about to get married. He's 38. I'm sure he's made a really good living for himself.
There's such a thing
He
as
won a Super
peaking.
Bowl.
There's such a thing as peaking too
Absolutely.
early. You know, there is. And you know, it goes with Joe Burrow. It goes, look.
Oh, are you saying Joe Burrow does not have a long tenure in front of him being a dynasty?
Yeah, because look, Aaron Rodgers has been to 1 Super Bowl
I know.
his second year. I'm sorry, his third year. Dan
look.
Marino went to 1 his second year. Drew Brees, 1 Super Bowl. Brett Favre, 1 Super Bowl. These are Hall of Fame incredible quarterbacks. It is very difficult to get to a Super Bowl. And like
Tom Brady
to keep
spoiled
a team, yeah, of course. That was a perfect combination.
But
him
you're
and
saying
Belichick.
right now Joe Burrow is peaking. That's your hot take right now?
Yeah, he wins the Super Bowl. There's no more peak. That is the peak.
National championship, Super Bowl.
Yeah. What else?
Hey, lots of guys in
It's
the
hard to
NFL
keep
are
that drive.
retiring before they get 30.
Yes, it's hard to keep that drive alive when you went after Joe Burrow. Just like you just said, I mean, dude, he just walked off the field at LSU.
Yeah.
You know, with a cigar. Now he's in the Super Bowl. I mean, the off season takes a toll on you. Preparation takes a toll on you. I mean, it's just like, man, like to keep that drive all season and all year long. Like if he didn't win for his first 5 or 6 years and then won one, it's different. I mean, he's in his second year and he was hurt the first.
I just can't believe you're saying that Joe Burrow is peaking right now.
Could be. Well, I mean, of course he is. I mean, the Super Bowl is
but
your peak.
you're also foreshadowing that he's about to go down after this year.
No, Aaron Rodgers went to a Super Bowl his third year. That was his peak. Did he get better than that? Oh, he ain't been back since.
Well, you're talking about peak in terms of their accomplishments.
Yes, that's it. Not
Because
yardage.
he's also, I mean, this is his 4th MVP. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, of course.
He's continued.
Yeah, but he hasn't.
To maintain.
But if you ask Aaron Rodgers, would you trade a couple of your MVPs for a Super Bowl?
Another one.
Well, of course.
I'm gonna say yes.
Of course.
I mean, the pinnacle of your entire since you were a kid, since you started in Pee Wee League, there's one goal. There's
Super
one
Bowl.
goal only.
You
And
know
so
what?
once you get one, it's very hard to keep that up. Why do you see Aaron Rodgers bored as hell on a sideline in a conference championship game? And he's just sitting down, like, or has his jacket on, like, yeah, whatever. Like, he just doesn't care. Like, I mean, he's already been, like, he's just bored. Like, I'm not saying that he won't have an opportunity to win more or whatever, but to keep that drive going and that fire that he has right now, once you win a Super Bowl, I mean, what else is there?
You told me that you would rather get into the Hall of Fame than win a Super Bowl on this show before.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
What?
He
I
said he
wasn't
would
listening.
rather be in the Hall of Fame than to win a Super Bowl.
I don't remember you saying that. Did you say that?
Jeff has said that on this show.
I mean, you know, there's two different schools of thought there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Hall of Fame is like the ultimate like respect from all your peers. Like that's it. But now, like speaking of Hall of Fame, I'm sure you're not done with your history.
got a few more.
Devin Hester got absolutely hosed.
All
You could
right,
say DeMarcus Ware did
Super
too.
Bowl is coming up here in a little less than an hour and a half away. Oh my gosh, we're talking about both the Bengals and the Rams. They were number 4 seeds in their conferences, making this the first time in which both Super Bowl teams are the 4th seed or lower. I mean, the list goes on and on with these storylines, these stats. You have the Rams, who are ranked 17 in total defense and are headed to the Super Bowl after the season, after they ranked 1st in the category and lost in the divisional round. So, I mean, it's going to be a great game, guys.
I love how I have chairs blocking off people, and they just say, "Fuck
Yeah,
it."
they just they don't care what
They
you're doing.
don't give a damn.
Hey, so one thing I will say that's been really cool about the Super Bowl, so this will be the 4th of the last 5 Super Bowls that we've had a Texas high school football player at quarterback position.
Highland Park with
So,
Matthew Stafford.
Of course, because I'm born and raised in Texas, I'm going to talk about Texas, so you're damn right. Texas has the most players from Texas are playing in the Super Bowl. 16.
I got some breaking news, and it involves the University of Oklahoma.
Oh, is it a failure?
It is bad.
What's going on with the
University
University of Oklahoma?
failure.
Adrian Peterson just got arrested for domestic abuse.
This is my shock face.
This is my shock.
I know, right?
Adrian Peterson arrested, I guess, last night for domestic violence.
There you go.
You know, and there's another guy. I mean, we're not going to spend time on Adrian Peterson. Incredible running back, should have won a Super Bowl, and I think he'll be in the Hall of Fame. But that's the pinnacle of his career.
There you
Hall,
go.
Hall of Fame, not the Super Bowl. I mean, he didn't get one, but
Depends on what comes
you
out of
know,
this. He may not.
oh yeah. Oh jeez, you're right.
Yeah.
But look, man, we got a couple minutes left. Let's get to our picks, and then let's have some fun here with you guys over at McIntyre's, man. First of all, I want to know your picks, like against the spread, all right? And then I want to know who your MVP is. Grant,
Okay.
So Miko.
let's go, Grant.
So
All right.
if it's 4.5 right now, I'm gonna have to go Bengals plus the 4.5.
Okay.
That's my reaction. But I would take the Rams straight up to win it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a close game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna
Closer
be a close,
than 4.5.
I think
Okay,
it's
the
gonna be a
over-under has moved to 49,
It was
which is
47?
48 and a half.
Okay.
It started at 47 and a half,
I
and
was
now
gonna say.
now it's 49. Where do you go with that? Because of the close game thing, like.
Yeah. 49.
And give me a reason why you're taking the Bengals minus the 4, like over under, and why you're taking the Bengals.
See, I was back and forth on it because
Me too.
I could 100% see the LA Rams blowing them out. Like, I could see this not being a close game at all because we've had such a close play. Like, I can't imagine, because the playoffs have been so good as far as the games and how close they are,
Yes,
that we're going to have the same thing in the Super Bowl.
you can't.
Like, I just think that they've kind of run out. I could totally see the Rams, like, blowing them out by
Wow.
but I'm going to go with the Bengals plus the 4.5 because I think it'll be a close game. I'm going to take the Rams to win. The biggest factor for me
The
is
over
just
under though.
the over and under. I would probably go the under on that. That's just my
right.
gut reaction.
So Bengals, why?
What you mean, Rams? Why?
No, he's choosing Rams.
I'm
He's
picking
saying
Rams to
Bengals
win.
plus.
Oh, without the points. Okay.
Yeah, Bengals
okay.
plus 4.5.
Gotcha.
I just think the pass rush that the Rams are going to put on the Bengals is just going to be too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, I think Tennessee Titans. I think if Ryan Tannehill didn't suck, then the Bengals would have lost that game.
Yeah, they should have.
Like,
And Derrick Henry just coming back from an injury, he could have been better. Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
I mean, Ryan Tannehill's an Aggie, so I'm not shocked by him playing that way. So, but
So much shade over here from Grant Miles.
I love it.
But the Tennessee Titans should have won that game. Like, it's great that
Yes.
Cincinnati's at the point
They
they
got
are.
sacked 9 times.
But I just think that McVay's going to do a much better job of game planning. I think the defense for LA is much better than the defense of Kansas City and of Tennessee. And I think Matthew Stafford is going to do just enough to make a big play or two
He's going to do Stafford things.
that he's going to win this football game. And
Maybe
you know what?
maybe a fourth quarter comeback.
And I'm pulling for him. He went to Highland Park High School. If you're from the Dallas-Fort
Yeah.
Worth area, Highland Park High School sucks because they're good at everything.
I was born in Highland Park.
I know you.
You were?
I'm not
What?
shocked by that. I'm not shocked by that.
That doesn't shock me either.
I'm not shocked
you
by
know?
that.
And then he came to Houston and went to
Matthew
Memorial.
Stafford, but Matthew Stafford is a Texan.
Damn
Matthew
y'all.
Stafford's a Texan, and I think Matthew Stafford has had a really good career. He's had to play in Detroit forever.
Yep.
I feel bad for the guy having to do that. So I think he's going to come through this game.
And this is if he wins, and then we'll move on to Lauren. If Matthew Stafford wins, is he Hall of Fame? Or does that put him in the Hall of Fame?
For me, just a gut reaction, no.
Okay.
It's not. I don't put that in that.
Look, if they can't Devin Hester in,
yeah, I'm not.
I don't know.
I'm not-
Do you-
it'll definitely help his chances.
yeah,
But I don't think that's
Do you have a final?
a final score.
yeah, give us a score.
I'd say Rams. I'll say Rams 24, Bengals 21.
Woo! Damn, that's a good one.
That is good.
Good one.
Yeah.
That is
Lauren, let's
Oh,
go.
and Cooper Kupp, my MVP.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
I think we established that earlier.
All right. So here we go. I broke down a lot of my opinions earlier, talking about the Rams defense, how strong of a unit they are, and Joe Burrow just having the great connection with Jamar Chase. All of that being said, I love the storylines. You alluded to Matthew Stafford, all that he's been through, his 13th year career, his wife having a brain cancer, coming to a new team, finally getting his light, getting shown in the light, I guess if you want to say that. I like him having his day in the sun, and I like the Rams going for it. I like the Rams as a stronger team as a whole. All of their units are better than the Cincinnati Bengals. I have a little bit of trust in Joe Burrow because of how well he has been able to bounce back from his sacks, how they've been able to scrape by on their wins, kind of like the 49ers, and finally get into the Super Bowl. I like what they've done in Cincinnati. I am going with
Drum roll.
I'm anxious.
I'm going with the LA Rams. I think LA is taking it. They are at home. That gives them the extra confidence. I know home field advantage doesn't mean too much these days, even though they're not technically the home team. They are at home playing in their Super Bowl, second time ever to be done if they win, like the Tampa Bay Bucks last year. And I feel like I could go on and about this pick.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the stats that you were asking Grant on as far as the lines go. You said 4.5.
Yeah, so it's
Rams are favored.
Rams minus 4.5, and right now the line sits at 49 over under. So where you go? I think you said over earlier.
I did, and I think I'm going to go under because I think it's going to be a tight game.
Yeah.
Could possibly even go into overtime.
Yeah, I love that call.
Yeah, plus 1,500 bet. Let's
Yeah,
do it, doing
that $1,500 bet. Look at, man, Raj, get that damn leg. Is that good? Wow, man. That thing's huge.
Is that from Austin?
That better be
That's what
turkey.
she
Is
said.
that turkey? The turkey leg? Yeah, I mean, look at that thing. Jeez.
We're at the Renaissance Festival. All right, does that answer all the questions? Oh, MVP?
MVP.
Matthew Stafford.
Stafford MVP. Rams win.
I've been on the Stafford
over.
train for a long time.
Wow, Lauren, you're not safe at all.
Sorry if that was a little basic, but that's just how I'm feeling about it.
I like it.
You know, I'm going to make a ballsy call here. You don't usually have an injury in the Super Bowl. Like, you know, I have a feeling there's going to be a big injury in this game, and it's going to come on the Rams' behalf. And
Don't say Aaron Darnold.
Cincinnati they ran the ball extremely well the second half of the game last week. If they can get Joe Mixon going, 2 weeks ago, yeah. So if they can get Joe Mixon going, which I think they would probably have in their game plan because it's going to slow down that Rams offense and steady up that defense, it's going to be a low-scoring game, so I like the under, first of all. If they get Joe Mixon going, and I'm not saying Stafford's getting hurt, but, I mean, Cooper Kupp, something like that, it's going to throw them off bad. And Cincinnati, the way the NFL playoffs have been going and just the way the season has been, with the Colts losing the last game of the season, with the Raiders and Chargers having that wild game, the playoffs the way they've been, man, I'm going Cincinnati, and I don't even need the points. I think, and I like the under. I think if it's the over, I think the Rams win. I really do. But if it's the under, I really think Cincinnati pulls this off.
I like it just because I'm telling you, man, there's something to
Yes.
a guy that's a winner.
I think this is lightning in a bottle.
It's an it factor.
Yes.
I think
there's
this is
something
lightning
to
in a
that.
bottle. I think it's a 1 year absolute. Obviously, this is a freak thing because nobody had them even coming close to the playoffs, much less the Super Bowl. And now you got, like, I just think this is lightning in a bottle. It happens once. This is it, and this is their shot. The Rams, they can be back in this exact same position with Robert Woods and with a healthy Cam Akers next year. So I think this is the the Bengals one shot, and I think they get it done, man.
The other thing I think about when it comes to Joe Burrow is just when you think about heavy odds. And by the way, there's a lot.
Why do people continuously walk? I mean, it's
I don't know. It's weird.
so weird.
It's weird.
Does this
yeah.
look like
It doesn't.
There's,
We're at a bar. I mean, come on.
I know you, and I wouldn't do that.
See, look, like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's like so many places you
there
could
they
walk.
go again.
Yeah,
It's okay.
But no, I think the last time that you had a Joe that was a big upset was Joe Namath, obviously. You had Broadway Joe.
Yep.
You kind of got Joe Burrow with
Yep.
a little bit of that Broadway Joe
Yep.
kind of mentality.
Man, what's
so-
up with Joe? Joe Namath, Joe Montana, Joe Burrow.
Don't put those two names with Montana.
But
I'm
I'll
just
say
saying.
this. I like your Bengals thing. Like, I could totally see the Bengals doing it. My only thing is,
Aaron Donald and Von Miller.
man,
Yeah.
I
I know.
I think that's going to overwhelm Cincinnati's O-line.
Yeah.
I just don't think they
No,
can take it.
and look, if that you'll know in the first. They're either gonna, like I said, they're gonna have to establish a run because otherwise
to slow
Von
'em
Miller,
down.
they're Aaron
gonna
Donald
shut
and
it
Von
down.
Miller are going to absolutely dominate this game if they don't establish some sort of ground presence. Jamar Chase will be completely taken out of the game if Aaron Donald and Von Miller are getting to him. So they have to establish some sort of run. My MVP, like I said earlier, it could be even Henderson from the Rams, but if it's on Cincinnati, man,
It would have to be
It
Joe
would
Burrow.
have to be Joe Burrow. Exactly.
yeah, it would have to be Burrow or
Because
I
if the
mean,
Bengals are winning, it's because of Joe Burrow. That's
Yeah.
the only reason.
yeah, or I mean Mixon would be a close second, but
Yeah.
look, I don't know how he'd have like that. AC. But yeah, I like the Bengals. I think that they have that it. I just think they have that it thing, man. And this,
I can't
like,
be mad at that,
everybody can sit here and argue all they want, man. Y'all don't know. Like, I mean, nobody's a perfect bettor. Y'all thought the Kansas City Chiefs were going to blow them out. Like, everybody thought that Dallas was going to beat the 49ers. Everybody thought that the Green Bay Packers were going to beat the 49ers. Guess what? Y'all are the same people picking the LA Rams.
I mean, last year, this time, you and I had both chose the Chiefs. Grant was the only safe bet in
Yep.
not betting against Tom Brady. And who won? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I was just at a point there where it's just like, I'm not betting against Tom Brady anymore.
Yeah.
And I'll go with Grant. Like, we got a couple minutes left here, and I'll go with Grant on this. Like, the coaching, I love the coaching aspect of this game. I really love it, and you're going to find out. This is a fun. I haven't been more excited about a Super Bowl game in a long time because of this matchup.
I think this is the introductory point in time to NFL where we say there's new guys coming. There's new teams coming.
Yep.
This is the new NFL.
There's no Aaron Rodgers.
No Rodgers.
No Tom
no
Brady.
Brady. Sean McVay, Zach Taylor, young coaches. This is the introductory season to the new NFL.
Yeah, I agree, man. Look, all right, y'all. It's 4:20. We
that
are
it?
1 hour.
It is 4:20. All right.
We're 1 hour away from kickoff, y'all. Thank you guys for having us, man. Thank you guys for listening to Sports with Balls. I'm gonna get out here and have a couple of drinks. Grant and Lauren. Hopefully, we're gonna sit here for a little while with you guys, man. Austin, I can't wait to eat some of that barbecue. Fired up about that,
Brought
man.
all the barbecue for the entire party and the queso. Of course, I will be having some cheese, trying to get around the meat that's in it. But thank you guys so much for coming out, everybody. Thank you for watching us each and every time here on Sports with Balls, especially our Super Bowl edition. Grant Miles, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Grant. I love you on the show. Absolutely love it.
Great show.
Yeah,
Great
man.
show. Thank you to Jason for setting this all up. I'm
Yeah.
Lauren Leal, Jeff Michael, Grant Miles. Take it away.
This is Sports with Balls, y'all. See you.
Sports with balls, y'all.